This for 6 days before doing this review, and Brandon did the written portion of it, used it for 4 days. If you want to hear anything more about what I'm going to talk about, hit the link down below. We've got a ton more details, including full photo galleries when we get to the camera section. We have an unlocked blue model that was sent to us from Google. We tested it in Southern California using AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. Same phone, works fully on all networks. Let's jump right in with design. Let me just get this out of the way early. This is a really big phone, like really, really big. Think of this phone like Shaq, and every other phone out there like a high school freshman point guard. Saying something is big by today's standards really means something. In a sea of 5-inch plus phones, this 5.96-inch Titan stands above them all, literally and figuratively. I like big phones. In fact, pretty much every device I've used over the past few years, my daily driver has been 5.2, 5.3 inches or bigger. If you've held an iPhone 6 Plus though, and thought those bezels are absolutely gargantuan, this is about the same height, although a little bit wider. I say that not to compare it to the iPhone at all, but to give you at least a size reference. This is the first device since the Galaxy Mega I've actually had to think, is it too big? Go to a store, see it, and hold it, and see how it fits in your pocket. It barely fits its normal dude jeans, but it does fit. I'm certainly not deducting any points from the score for the size, but you should definitely know how big it is going in, see if it's the right phone for you, because it's not going to suit everybody. All right, I got that in my system. So with the screen size, here's the thing. The size is a very big part of what makes the Nexus 6 so appealing to people. What seems big to me might seem pretty normal to you though. Google and Motorola very consciously chose the massive 6-inch QHD screen because big phones are just what people want nowadays. To be fair, the size is both a curse and a gift. A curse because it can be difficult to use one-handed, and Google really doesn't do much with its software to make that even easier to do. A gift though because the display size is absolutely perfect for watching videos and playing games on. When plopped down on my couch after a long day, YouTube videos look ridiculously great on that 5.96-inch screen, and it's the size you begin to wonder if a tablet's even necessary. You might not use the Nexus 6 to watch a 3-hour epic, maybe you want to watch a new Hobbit movie, but it's really good for catching up on episodes of The Simpsons, Bob Burgers, of your favorite show might be. And Android 5.0 Lollipop's new material design is a perfect fit for larger canvas. All the fancy new animations, bright colors, and slick visual tricks is definitely a sight for sore Android eyes. As for the screen itself, the Nexus 6's 5.96-inch QHD AMOLED display looks fantastic. It's got a resolution of 2560 by 1440, which means it's got a 493 ppi. So as you'd expect, text looks incredibly sharp, videos are clean, everything just looks really nice. It's a pleasure to look at this device. Colors might not be as vibrant and saturated as they are on something like the Galaxy Note 4, but I take nothing away from the screen on the Nexus 6. The screen is terrific, and with all the rich, deep black typical of AMOLED displays. Out in broad daylight, it can be a bit hard to see what's on screen. That's kind of the case with most phones, but otherwise, it is just a beautiful delight on my eyes. Fortunately though, there's much more to Nexus 6's design than it simply being a big device. It essentially looks like a larger current gen Moto X. It's got the same rounded back, same aluminum frame, same camera placement, and the buttons are more or less the same too. Placed carefully on the right side for easy access when using with one hand. Power button incidentally still has a really nice texture to it, and I can't overstate how nice that little touch is, making it super easy to find and easy to press. The volume rocker, meanwhile, is clicky enough without feeling kind of chintzy and cheap. Overall, the Nexus 6 feels really solidly built and really strong, as is the case with almost all current gen Moto devices. But it's all not rosy in Nexus world. I wish the backside of the phone was made of something different. The soft touch matted plastic looks great and complements the contoured aluminum frame pretty well, but the midnight blue model that we've got in the office attracts oil and grease like no other phone I've ever seen. Now, I've tested a lot of phones. Nexus 6 looks great in the box, but as soon as you start touching the thing, the device looks like it's had an encounter with McDonald's fries right after they came out of the grease. No matter how you try it, the device is nearly impossible to keep spotless or even clean for that matter. It seems to wear like the leather back on the new Moto X without the added benefit of actually being leather. As great as the front is, the back though, not so much. So you might want to put this guy in a case, which might make the size even bigger, but for you to decide whether or not that's going to be an issue. The Nexus 6's front-facing speakers are super loud, crisp, and clear. Chances are you're using the Nexus 6 probably with headphones or on a quiet area anyway, but the speakers don't disappoint if you use it for that. You don't have to strength listen to the speakerphone, and you'll certainly have no issue at all hearing video, music, or just your mom yelling at you on speaker. The addition of Moto's turbocharger is certainly handy for giving the Nexus 6 a quick jolt to juice. We actually tested this feature out extensively and found it does indeed charge faster than a traditional charger. Not like crazy turbo fast, but enough that you'll find it kind of useful in a pinch. It's worth noting though that your battery needs to be drained almost entirely for the turbocharger to work. And the charging rate will actually slow as charging progresses. It's not sort of consistent all the way through. I'm not entirely sure if the 6-hour battery claim in 15 minutes is 100% accurate, but turbocharging does provide a quick way to get the Nexus 6 back on its feet while the battery is especially low. So at an airport, plug it in, it'll be pretty good. So let's talk about software. We've covered Lollipop pretty extensively already, but it bears repeating here. Android 5.0 Lollipop is easily the best version Google has ever put out, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Not only does it just look good, it's just kind of fun to use too. The Nexus 6's large display is a beautiful showcase for the fancy material design. Lollipop would have great though, probably on any screen size. It looked great on the Nexus 9, but Google's new design philosophy, kind of with grid-based layouts, responsive animations and transitions, and depth effects makes it the best looking mobile out there, no question from my perspective. I think previous versions of Android, even KitKat, just look outdated and archaic. Simply navigating the home screen, jumping into an app drawer, digging through the settings is just a fun, joyous experience. Lollipop looks wonderful in motion. But it's not just how Lollipop's designed, it also comes with an extensive list of new features. It really cements Android status as one of the most powerful OSs out there. Security improvements, multi-user support, screen pinning, multitasking overview, OK Google from anywhere, and new priority mode like the Lollipop, just an awesome experience overall. And that was just a small sampling of the tons of new features found in Android 5.0. So I mentioned this in the Nexus 9 review, but this just bothered me. Why include an email app? It just redirects you to Gmail. Just get rid of the email app. It's a little thing, but I just found it annoying. All right, next, let's jump into that guy, the camera. So to put it kindly, Google had a lot of work to do to make their Nexus line competitive in the camera department. The LG-built Nexus 5, when it launched, had an abysmal camera that gradually got better. This time around though, and with Motorola at the helm, Google just is not messing around. So all that kind of history with the Nexus line of cameras makes Nexus 6's 13 megapixel camera with OIS even more important. The good news is that if you have any concerns about it, you don't really have to worry about it. We took a lot of images on the Nexus 6 over the past few days and weeks, and a large majority of them look absolutely fantastic, which in itself isn't something you wouldn't usually say about a Nexus device, at least historically. We put it among some of this year's best. In fact, focus is quick and consistent, shots are detailed and properly exposed for the most part, and colors are really accurate. The camera software is also pretty terrific, but you probably already knew that. The UI is minimalistic, settings are out of the way, and you can be swiped in once you need them. Turning the flash on or taking high-resolution panoramas just a few swipes and taps away. Tap the shutter button, you've already snapped the picture. The shutter, meanwhile, is extremely fast too, and firing off shots happen in instants. Hold it down though, and you will get a burst of images. It does bear to mention though that low light quality, despite having optical stabilization, was not great, so at least bear that in mind. Video quality is also solid and can record 4K video at 30 fps, which I'm told means frames per second, which is a really nice touch. I don't know many people who insist on recording home video in 4K since the file sizes are just ginormous. I probably wouldn't recommend it, but the feature's there if you decide that your kid's birthday party just needs that 4K touch. Regular 1080p, which just layman's will probably use, looks really sharp and balanced, which is all you can really ask for on a smartphone camera. Brendan has a ton of images in the written review. Again, hit the button down below to check them out, including some of those low light samples. All right, next let's talk about performance. If there was a flagship spec to be had, Motorola and Google pretty much just crammed it into the Nexus 6. The Snapdragon 805 and 3 gigs of RAM make everything predictably hum along really well. No stagger, stutters, or anything, just really fast performance. I know you guys like to know this. We do it on all of our Android tests. The quadrant score was, let's play a game. Guess, was it over 12,000? If you said yes, you'd be correct. You got a score of 13,440. There is no lag here at all. Multitask to your heart's content. You are not going to run into any memory issue. You can play the most powerful games Android has to offer without any stutter. This is one of the best spec'd, most powerful phones on the market. Because though it's so well spec'd and so powerful, how is the battery life going to be on it? Motorola's been killing it recently, bringing some of the best battery life around. Looking at you, Droid Turbo. Not surprisingly though, the 3,220 mAh battery performs pretty admirably, and that's with the QHD screen here. You'll be able to get through a full day. My usage usually had around 35% at the end of the day. Came off the charger around 7:30. 2 email accounts being pulled down every 5 minutes. I don't believe in auto brightness. I keep my screen usually at 75%. About 2 hours of phone calls, a lot of gaming, video viewing. And it's always connected to Wi-Fi either at home or at work. And I was, again, able to get to about 35%. So if you turn your brightness down or use auto, you'll probably add another 15% battery life to that. So you might be able to stretch it out to 2 days, but easily 1 day without having to do any battery management, which for me is what matters. I'm home every night. I can plug it in very easily. So what's the conclusion here on the Nexus 6? If you can't tell, I really like it. This is one of the best phones I have ever used. And bear in mind, I've used pretty much every phone and tested every phone on the 4 major carriers over the past 4.5 to 5 years. I would happily sign a 2-year contract for this phone. I think it'd be great for 2 years. It's got a lot of future-proof specs in it. You're getting a QHD screen, 3 gigs of RAM, a cutting-edge processor. You're gonna get all Google OS updates for the next few years. You're getting a pretty good camera, not the best one out there. You're getting pretty decent battery life. You're getting a great screen. Sure, the back might not be perfect, but otherwise it's a pretty close to perfect device. Anything negative I could say about it is kind of just nitpicking. Definitely bear in mind before you order it sight unseen, try it, see if the big size is going to fit your lifestyle. If it is, you will not be disappointed. This phone gets a really solid 9 on our Techno Buffalo score and a huge recommendation. If you like big phones and you know you're going to like this one, absolutely order this. You will not be disappointed. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review of the Nexus 6. I really like making this review. I love testing this phone. Let me know your thoughts are, if you picked it up, you're not picking it up, what your reasons are. Leave in the comments down below. We can just chat about it. Until next time, I'm John Ranger from Techno Buffalo. See you guys next video. Bye-bye. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We are people just like you who love technology. If you want to keep up on the latest in the world of consumer electronics, hit the big subscription button right down below. If you want to see us play games, although admittedly sometimes very poorly, check out our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/technobuffalo.